Hello everyone, my name is Edward Kindoli, a data engineer, and today I want us to look at a beginner tutorial of how to design a simple dashboard using Python, SQL, CSV file, or Excel. I want us to design the dashboard using Streamlit. Streamlit is a web-based application where you can design dashboards. Yes, so I want us to first look at my GitHub. I demonstrate on how the project will look like. So this is my GitHub account, Kindoli, and you can see here I'm a global data manager and data analyst and data engineer. So from here, after looking through my profile, this is the repository of the project. So the project is building a beginner analytics dashboard using Python, SQL, CSV file or Excel, and loading the dashboard will use Streamlit. All right, so here we are. Now, when you look at the repository, you see there's a README, there's a sales data, Excel CX, data analysis Python script, dashboard Python script, and a load Python script. Now, this is a beginner building a beginner analytics dashboard using Python, SQL, CSV file, and Streamlit. So let me give you a brief about the project. This project is a beginner-friendly end-to-end data pipeline that demonstrates how to load data from a CSV file or Excel file, clean it, store it in SQL database, that is SQLite, and build a simple analytics dashboard in Streamlit using Python. It is designed as an introductory project for anyone learning data engineering, data analytics, or Python-based ETL pipelines. All right, so this is the project structure. We'll build a folder, we'll name it any folder. Then these are the files will include the README, the pipeline, the dashboard, and now this is the data architecture diagram that I designed using draw.ai. You can see we'll be extracting an Excel file or CSV file, use Python to transform the Excel file, load it into SQLite, and visualize it in Streamlit. All right. So the features are import data from a CSV file, clean and preprocess the dataset using pandas, store clean data into SQLite database, use SQL queries to aggregate and analyze the data, create a simple analytics dashboard that is tables, charts in Streamlit. Streamlit is a web-based visual platform, and this is a beginner-friendly. Then we'll create also a documentation. This is a documentation for our data pipeline. Tools we're going to use, you should have Python 3.0 and above, pandas as a library, SQLite as a library, and SQL Alchemy that will help us connect Python with our SQLite database. Then Alt-A, this is statistical visualization library. Okay, we'll see all that. Then examples of insights generated will generate the top 5 products, total revenue by region, top performing products, daily sales by product. You can clone the project. This is the link. Yes. So this is how the dashboard will look like. Let me show you how the dashboard will look like after we have completed our ingestion, transformation, and loading it into Streamlit. So this is how our dashboard will look like. We'll give it a title, Sales Analytics Dashboard, then generate a summary of the total revenue per region. You can see that. Then total products, okay, then daily products. This is a basic dashboard with a few visualizations like charts, a line graph, and a table. Then after, if possible, you can deploy it into Streamlit Cloud, Community Cloud, or Snowflake. But this is how our dashboard should look like after we have gone through all the steps. Okay, so let's start. So we're using Visual Studio for the project, and I've already created these scripts, analysis, dashboard, and a load data script. To create them, I just created here, new file. So I was able to create these other files here, you can see. All right. So in the load data script, we're going to import We're first going to import pandas, as PD, then import SQLite 3D. After we've imported those ones, we can now read the Excel file. This is an Excel file, not a CSV file. So to load the Excel file, we're going to say df, call it a data frame, is equal to pandas.read Excel. Then we give it a name. The name is the sales data, sales underscore data dot xlcx. So here we're able to read the Excel file. Then we're going to connect to SQLite. To connect to SQLite, I'm going to introduce a connection and say SQLite dot connect. Then give the database a name, sales underscore data dot db. All right. So once that is done, I'm going to create a table within this database here. I'll create a table, creating a table to store the data. So to create a table, I'll say the data frame to SQL, then give it a name. I'll give it sales, then connect the connection. Then I'll say if it already exists, the field should be replaced. Then the index will be false. Okay, so once that is done, I'll say then print data uploaded successfully. Then we'll close. After we can close our connection. So let's run this and see if we'll get a database created. Yes, data uploaded successfully, and here is our sales DB. Okay, so once that is done, we can just now I can either access SQLite on the web browser, or I can use Python to analyze our data. So remember our analysis. So we're going to create simple basic analysis. Then after, like I said, we're going to load the data, create a sales data DB, then analyze, create simple visualizations, like analyze, like make for 5 analyses. Then after, create a dashboard in Streamlit. So to analyze, we're going to still import pandas as PD, import SQLite. Okay, then make the connection, connect to SQLite. Okay, this is equal to SQLite dot connect sales underscore data dot db. Okay, so after this, we're going to create a helper function that will pick the database from SQLite and transform it into a pandas data frame. So to do that, we define a function run query. Let's call a function run query. Give it a name, query. Then we say return bd dot read SQL query. Then our query. Okay. Connection. Okay. So from here, after we have created our helper function, we can create the first. We can try to analyze. Let's try to analyze and see the records we have in our sales database. The sales DB. So I'll say print. Then our query is run query. Okay. Then the SQL function, select all from sales. Let's limit and get 5 records. So let me save this. I save this. Then I run it. Yes, so when I run it, you can see it has given me, the limit is 5, it has given me 5 records. You can see, so we have the salesperson, we have the geography, we have the product, we have the date. So the date includes the time, the minutes, the time, the seconds. We have amount, we have customers, and we have boxes. Okay. So we want now to see the total revenue. So to get total revenue, I'll say print, then run query, which is AD, then the SQL statement, select, then I'll say sum amount. So the total revenue will be this amount here times the number of boxes, because if the amount of 50% black bytes is 4,067, so that means we're going to get 4,067 and multiply it by 170. So we're going to say multiply times the number of boxes, this one here. So I multiply times the number of boxes. Okay, and I can call this total revenue. Okay, from sales. So I run this. Let me run this and see what it will give me. So it has given me the total revenue is this amount here. Okay, so next is going to be revenue per region. So to get revenue per region, I'm going to say print the results, run query, then select geography, which is this one here, per region. I'm going to get geography, then sum amount times the number of boxes. Then I'll call this revenue per region, revenue underscore per region. Then I'll say from sales DB. Then since I've used an aggregation function, I'll have to use a group by clause, group by function, group by geography. Then I can also limit this to 10 displays. Okay, so let me run this and see. Here we are, it has given us 10, so you can see, but they're not in order. So what I can say, group by geography, order by revenue per region, which is the amount, then descending order from the highest. Okay, let me run this and see. Okay, order. So I missed by order by here. That's why it's giving me an error, order by. Let me run it again. There we are now with the right results. You can see now it's giving us New Zealand with 15 something, Australia with 14 in the descending order. Okay, so next we're going to look at top performing products. So top performing, I can do this analysis on the web browser using SQL8. SQL8 is a relational database that stores data with the form of tables, relational tables, but it is a bit light. It's not like SQL Server or Postgres that stores huge amounts of data. SQL8 stores in a varied amount of data, little small data. Okay, so I can also access it on the web browser. To access it, I can show you that. I'll just say SQL8, I already have it here. I'll show you that, how I can do that on the web browser, and I'm able to access it using the web browser. So top performing products, I'll say print still, then I say run my function, which is the run query AD, then I say select product, then sum amount, as performing products from sales, I'll also group by product, okay. Yes, I can also say performing products, order by performing products, sending order, limit 5. Let me run this. Here we are. So the top performing products are Spicy Special Slims, Drinking Cocoa, and 85% dark bars. Okay, so let's run another query. Okay, the other query is daily sales trend by product. Daily sales trend by product. Daily sales trend per product. Now, daily sales trend, we're going to look at the date and the product. Yes, and also get the sum of the products. So what we're going to do, we're going to say print run query AD, the function. Sorry. Then we're going to say select. We're going to select product. No, select date, because we want to see the date, the trends. Say date, then the date function. We only want the date. Remember, the date is in form of minutes, seconds. You can see it here. So we just want this date. Then I'll use the function date to just have the date, the year, the month, and the day, and I'll call it daily trends. daily trends. Then I can add product. Then I say sum amount times boxes, because we want the daily trends product using the date, the product, and the boxes, the amount sold boxes. I'll call this revenue from sales okay, from sales group by product group by product. Okay, yes, group by product. Then let's group by product. Let's see how this runs out. So here we are. We have the date as daily trends, we have the product, and we have the revenue. Sorry for the spelling of the revenue. I think this is via revenue. Revenue. Okay. So next we're going to design our dashboard in Streamlit. So to design the dashboard, first I'm going to import pandas as PD, import SQLite, then import Streamlit as ST, then import alt air library as LT. Now alt air is a library for statistical that provides statistical visualization, especially it acts like plays the same role almost like Plotly in R and in Python. It provides interactive visuals. Okay, now one thing to note is that as you're working on this project, you may notice that alt air or Streamlit will show an error. You'll have to install these libraries. To install these libraries, you'll just come here and say pip install Streamlit. Then you hold on for it to install. I already installed it, so there is no need of installing it. Okay. So next, I'm going to generate the connection. Connect to the SQLite database. So I generate the connection, SQLite connect, then the database. Remember, this is the database here, and that database has our sales table. Okay. After I generate a helper function that will connect to the sales database and provide a pandas database for easy transformation. Okay, so then run query, that is our function plus the argument. You can give the argument a name, query, then return pd.read SQL query, and that will be the query, the connection. So that is our function. So we start now generating the visuals for our streamlit. Now, the first we're going to give our dashboard a name, a title, sorry. So the title will be Sales Analytics Dashboard. Okay. So once I've given it the title, we'll go ahead and generate summary statistics. Summary statistic, that is like the total sales or the number of sales in that period. So to generate that, we're going to say something like total revenue. Okay. We'll say total revenue. Now let's create a data from the df equal to, we're going to query, run query, this function, we're going to use our function. Then we'll say select, we need sum, select sum, remember it's times the boxes as total sales. Let's call it total sales. Okay, then as total sales, okay, from our sales table, from sales. Okay, so let's see what this will give us. So let's try to run the dashboard streamlit, run dashboard.py. Let's see. So this is the dashboard. We're supposed to get our values right here. It's displaying an error. That's why we're not seeing values. There is the error. Let's see where the error could be coming from. Alright, I see. I've noticed where the error is. We had put here 2 semicolons. Okay, let's run it again. Streamlit, run dashboard.py. Let me see if I get it right this time. Still is an error. Okay, let me save. Let me run it again. Streamlit, run dashboard.py. Okay, so it seems it's now working. I'm not seeing the error display. You can see there's no error now. So we just need to include the matrices to make the dashboard start reflecting. Okay, so to do that, I'll just say, because now here I've created the data frame. Now I'll say total revenue is equal to df. Then I extract this column, which is showing which will be reflecting the figures. And at index 0 to display index 0. And then I'll say st metric total revenue st metric is equal to total revenue will be total revenue then the f formatting function f. Okay, the reason why I'll put this formatting function is I want to display a $sign on my values, on my total revenue, this one here, on this total revenue. So I'll open the braces, total revenue, then I'll put a comma. The comma will show on the figures, then 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places. Okay, so I'm going to run that and see what I'll get. Okay, let me run this. Streamlit, run dashboard.py. Let me save this. And run it again. Streamlit, run dashboard.py. Let me see if I get the values. Yes, I've gotten the values. Let me show you. You can see it is now showing me the sales analytics, the total revenue, the $sign, and the comma on the values, and the 2 decimal places. Now, this is my first. So far, this is my first display, the metric, the total values. So next, what we're going to display are revenue per region. We're going to display revenue per region. So we'll give our dashboard, our metric ahead, our visual header. It is a subheader. Give it a name, revenue per region. Okay. So with that, we're going to find our table that we're going to query into pandas data frame. So I will say region underscore df is equal to the function run query, then the select statement, which will be select. We want revenue per region. That means we're going to use geography just like here, revenue per region here. So we'll get this, which already the analysis had already done. Let me get this, revenue per region. Okay, so once we have that, next we're going to design a bar graph. generate a visual, a bar graph, a visual. And to do that, I'll come and say streamlit.bar chart, open the brackets, then region df, okay, and then I set index dot set index to geography. So our index will be geography. So I save this and run again. Streamlit, run dashboard .py. Let's see what it displays. Okay, let me share with you so far. So there we are. You can see revenue per region, sales analytics, then the total revenue, and our bar graph with the regions, with the tooltips. You can see the tooltips. Okay, so next we're going to daily revenue trend. So we can say the top performing products. Okay, let's do this. Top performing products. Okay, top performing products. So I'll just say products df is going to equal to run query. I'm going to copy this query that I'd already run, this one here, place it here. Okay, now next we need to give it a subheader, st.subheader, give it a name, top performing products. And this one will display it as a table, then products df. Okay, then save this. So let me try to run the command again. Streamlit, run dashboard.py. Let's see what it displays. Yes, there we are. Okay. So this was our query, top performing products, a subheader. I set a subheader to top performing products. I can remove this, top performing products. Then I say products df run query. Then our query, which I copied from here, this query, I placed it in here. Then I say streamlit table, then this, then I run it. Command line streamlit run dashboard.py. Streamlit run dashboard.py. Here we have our table. You can see performing products, then products. So next we'll say daily trends, daily sales trend by product, give it a header. Daily trends, daily sales trend. Okay, so I run the query again, give it a name, products, trend, underscore dot frame will equal to the same query we had designed here. This run query. This is our previous query that we had run. Place it in here. Then we can include the chart. We can say our chart, because this is a line graph, so it's a chart. It's going to equal to the alt function, the alt air, which generates interactive visuals. Dot chart, open the brackets, then trend, then we need a line graph, so dot mark line, dot mark underscore line, because we need the line graph, function dot encode, then we'll say x is going to equal to what we want on the x-axis, the daily trends, that is the date, then on the y-axis, what do we want on the y-axis? We want revenue. Okay. Then we're going to use the function streamlit dot the alt chart function, yes, and say chart, this one chart, then use container with this is equal to true. This function enables streamlit to use the inbuilt like bin distribution of our line graph. Then I'm going to save this, and after I can close, I'll close our connection. Okay, let me save this and run. Streamlit, run dashboard, py. Let me see if I get the results. I got an error. There it is. I got an error. I'm still getting an error. Let me try to identify the error, run it and see. Okay, streamlit. Let me save. Streamlit, run, dashboard.py. Let me try to run it and see if I get the error. Yes, now the error has disappeared. That is the line graph, daily revenue trend. I think the error was coming from that I was using wrong variables in the X and Y axis. So that is it. That is our streamlit dashboard. Okay. This is our streamlit dashboard. You can see how it displays. This is a basic dashboard. Then after, if I want, I can deploy the dashboard to the Streamlit Community Cloud, Snowflake, and any other platforms.